Welcome back to another episode of Hey, it's Arlesha. Okay, I am going to kick this episode off with a statement that might feel a little uncomfortable. I'm going to give you that heads up. As of a few weeks ago, I have removed the word dream from my vocabulary. In fact, if you're also keeping up with the Substack that goes with this podcast, you've probably have seen or read my entry on this of me removing the word dream from my vocabulary. And if you are on Substack and are not checking mine out, I am judging you. You can find me at Hey, it's Arlesha, and my publication is called Harmonized Ambition. About the word dream. Yeah, I have removed this word effective immediately. Now, before you pause this episode or play another podcast episode and start questioning where I'm going with this, stay with me for a second because this is not me being contrarian just to be contrarian. This is actually, for me, very revelatory. And I want to be clear. I'm not removing the word dream because I don't believe in possibility or faith or wanting more for my life. Faith is really important to me. The question I've been sitting with is this: what do we actually mean when we say dream? Think about it. How often do you hear it? We hear society tell us all the time, follow your dreams, chase your dreams, build your dream life. It's been said so many times that it almost feels like truth by default. We don't even question it. And I've realized there are a lot of words or framings like that. Words and phrases we've just accepted without really thinking about what they imply. Lately, assigning the word dream to things that I say I want in my life has been feeling a little bit off. And I couldn't quite figure out why at first until I started thinking about dreams in the literal sense. The dreams that we have when we are asleep. Some dreams are vivid. You wake up and you remember everything. You remember the details, the place you're in, the people in the dream, the sequence of events, maybe. And depending on how detailed the dream is, the dream will linger with you throughout the day. You might even write them down because it felt so real, which is actually what I do. And then there are other dreams, the ones that disappear the moment you open your eyes. You dreamt something, but you can't quite remember what it was. It fades before you even get your first sip of coffee. And that realization is what made me pause and I started questioning. Why are we using the same word to describe the things we say we want in our lives? Because if we are being honest, some of those things that we call dreams in our lives also fade. I know that's been true for me. Ideas I was once excited about, I stopped talking about them. Plans I said I was going to pursue, those plans fell off. Versions of myself I once imagined never fully took form. And it wasn't because I wasn't capable of bringing those imaginations to life. It's just that somewhere along the way, the dream faded. And I'll be honest, I don't even regret those faded dreams because during those same years when I thought of them, I was actively pursuing and living out things and experiences that came to life. I spent most of my career executing on real visions and desires, not just imagining them or leaving those ideas on a vision board. And that distinction matters. So I started asking myself, if something can be forgotten that easily, why am I labeling the things I truly care about with that same word? And I also realized the things that came to fruition that I pursued and saw happen or made happen, I never really called them dreams anyway. I just knew they were things or opportunities I wanted to pursue, and I did just that. There were no labels. I just did the work to make those things happen, like networking, getting in the right rooms, having 5 jobs at one time so I can experiment on those visions, unpaid internships, you name it. Because here is what I know now. There are some ideas that are meant to stay in the realm of imagination. They are meant to inspire you, to spark something in you, but they're not necessarily meant to come to life. For example, and you are going to laugh because this is quite random, but I have this fantasy of owning a wine shop that doubles as a bookstore. That sounds like a vibe, right? A glass of wine, a good book, a curated space. I love the idea of it. But do I actually want to manage the inventory of wine and books that would come with that idea? No, I don't. And I'm honest about that. That idea can stay what it is, just a dream, something that inspires me without requiring me to act on it. But then there are other things, the things that don't just excite you, they pull you. They require something from you. They ask for your time, your energy, your focus. Those things don't feel passive, they feel intentional. And that's where I started making a shift in my language. Instead of calling those things dreams, moving forward, I am going to call them ambitions. I choose the word ambition because it carries a different weight. It's not as passive. The word ambition doesn't leave as much room for detachment. Ambition says, this is something I intend to pursue, not just think about during a phase of my life and never see it come about, not just imagine, but actually move on. Now, I know the word ambition can feel a little intense for some people. It can feel heavy and intimidating, and it's because it's associated with burnout or chasing things at all costs. But that's not how I see it. To me, ambition exists on a spectrum, and I talk about this often on my Substack too. Ambition is a spectrum. In some seasons or phases of your life and career, ambition is softer in its approach, and other seasons it could be gritty or grindy. Sometimes it's a mix of both, which is what ambition personally looks like for me. It's a mix of both. For me, I like to think of it as harmonized. It's not about doing everything all at once. It's about being clear about what I am actually choosing to pursue in a given moment in time of my career and life. Here's another difference on dreams versus ambitions. A dream can show up in your head, but an ambition shows up in your life. Ambition is a pursuit. And no, everything you pursue won't work out. There will be ideas that don't land, things that don't unfold the way you imagine. But even in that, there lies a difference because with ambition, there is action, there is engagement, there is a level of commitment that says, I didn't just think about this, I actually went for it, and that matters. Now, I do want to acknowledge something because this isn't about dismissing dreams entirely, especially not in the literal sense. There are dreams, real dreams that I've had that felt incredibly purposeful, and I am a big proponent of stewarding your dreams, especially immediately writing them down because you don't want to forget them. And I'm a big proponent on this. And even in my Christian faith that I observe, there is an understanding that dreams can carry meaning. Dreams could be instructive and reveal something to you. So I think the distinction becomes this. Some dreams are meant to be captured and developed into something real. And other dreams, they're just passing through. The question is, do you know the difference in your own life? Because not everything you imagine is meant to be pursued. But the things that are meant to be pursued, they deserve more than being labeled as something that might fade or can fade away. They deserve clarity. They deserve intention and action. This podcast episode is not about telling you to eliminate dreaming altogether. It's about being more precise with our language. When something is light, imaginative, or just inspirational, call it a dream. Let it be that. Enjoy it as that. But when something feels real, when it feels like something you want to see come to life and make happen and do the work to make happen, when it feels like something you would be proud to look back on and say, I went for that, I did that. Call it what it is. It's your ambition. And ambitions, those are the things you make happen in your waking life. Don't just dream about it. Make it happen. If this episode resonated with you, I actually go deeper into this perspective again on Substack, where I unpack this even further. So you can check that out in the show notes. And once again, I thank you for tuning in to this episode of Hey, it's Arlesha. One more thing, share this episode with a friend or colleague that you think can benefit from this topic. And if you have not already, please be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a rating or review, I will never say no to that. So please do. And we love 5 stars here. And if you want to give 4, hey, that's your prerogative. But we do like 5 stars over here. As always, keep harmonizing your life and your ambition. Thank you for tuning in.